Hey, True Believers England Teen here with another batch of new comic books. This is where we review comics that are still on the shelf at the time of this recording. So you could go out and pick them up if they sound like something you want to check out because they're so good or they're just so bad you have to see it for yourself. As always, we do an independent, a Marvel, a DC, and sometimes a bonus book, and I do believe we have that this week, although I forgot what it is. So with all that aside, let's get this party started. We're going to start off with Unkillables, DCeased Unkillables number 2. I love this. I used to actually have this Full Metal Jacket poster, by the way, where it says Born to Kill and it had the peace sign all over it and everything. I like those covers, and I like the alternate covers far better than this one. This one is just too cluttered, I think. And so I'm reading this book. First of all, this is not a bad review at all. I really enjoy this. I think this is one of the better books on the shelf. That being said, I started to look at the art, to really look at it, and I think that's a mistake with this book. It isn't great, let's say this. The story itself, we have the heroes, the Commissioner Gordon, Red Hood, Batgirl, and all. They're in a school, an orphanage, and there's still that big wall or the two doors that are barring all the zombies and everything. And they actually end up meeting up with Shiva, Mirror Master, because Shiva sees that Batgirl's there, and she wants to bring her in because she's, Batgirl's Shiva's daughter. So they get together a little bit, and they have a little fight, and in the end, all sorts of higgledy-piggledy happens. There's a couple of scenes here that I really thought were powerful. One of them, of course, was the revelation of what happened to Wonder Woman, and the other one is another character, a Justice League member that we hadn't heard about before, and we see what happens to him in this issue. And I think that's actually, it's almost like a throwaway, yet it's so powerful when you see it. And that's one of the best things about this book so far. It's really been able to pull on the emotional strings. I'm not saying you're going to sit around crying, but this is going to be an, oh, shit, Taki mushrooms kind of situation. Over and over, as a matter of fact, you're just going to, oh, and I love this scene right here where Solomon Grundy punches the hell out of Deathstroke. Yeah, you can heal, but man, it's going to take a while. Overall, if you haven't guessed it yet, I think you should pick this up. Try to find issue number 1. It may actually be on the shelves right next to it. This is a very popular series, so I know they're ordering heavy. But if you still can't, I'm telling you, this is a book to pick up. Next up, we are going to talk about Bounty Hunters, Star Wars Bounty Hunters, number 1. And yeah, the cover's just typical with everybody looking up and like, oh, look at me, I'm just a tough guy. Alrighty, written by Ethan Sachs and drawn by Paolo Villanelli. So, I can tell you the truth, it's actually looks pretty good. Now, I've been swearing up and down, if you want good Marvel books, go to the Star Wars universe. They are making good comics over there for the Star Wars fans. This one, we have a whole bunch of bounty hunters, and they're sent out. They want to get a target. The person who hired them is actually with them, as a matter of fact. And you've got Boba Fett, and he's off with, oh, goodness gracious, the cyborg guy, the one with the metal on his face on the cover. I don't know. I forgot all the names and everything. But they're off on a different area, and something happens where one of the people they're working with actually just flat out kills the person that hired them. I mean, heck, if they're not alive, you ain't getting paid. So, it's kind of like a free-for-all at that point. Okay, we got to go kill her and everything. It flashed forwards a little bit. What we're seeing here, as a matter of fact, is in the past as far as the book is concerned. And you get a little bit about, oh, wait, we found her, and so now all the bounty hunters are going. And I don't know why they did that, because you would think she's there on the planet. They could see her. They're like close to her. Why didn't they catch up to her then and do what they needed to get done? But I guess if they did that, then they wouldn't have had the story. Still a decent book, but plot holes that you could drive a friggin' truck through. I can recommend this, but there would be a cautious asterisk over this one. It's definitely a 3-star book, though. Next up, we have BB Free number 3. So this is by Gabby Rivera, and they're in the swamps of Jacksonville. Oh, every time I read that, I know it's like future and it's not exactly the same world and everything, but when I hear the swamps of Jacksonville and I see him on the boat here and like, come on. If you're going to do that, if you're going to show the swamps of Jacksonville, at least make it like it grew up around the city or something like that. This is okay. All right. Yeah, let's get to what the book is and not what like reality isn't, I guess. So if you don't know this yet, and you really should, Gabby Rivera is a national treasure. She writes bad comics better than anybody else. I mean, her books suck on levels that are just unfathomable. I mean, humankind will be studying her writing for a long time, trying to figure out how something this bad gets published. And I don't think we'll ever find the answers to it. In this case, one of the things, of course, is that she uses Spanglish all throughout, and she uses "Hey, fellow kids" kind of language. Like every character talks exactly the same as well. There's no distinction. If you shut your eyes and listened, you wouldn't know who was saying what. That's part of what really. It's what makes it as bad as it is. Getting past all that, I gotta say that this is a joy to read. I want to read it from beginning to end, like issue number 1 to the end of this series, which I can't imagine it's going to last too long. But the point being is that it's just that much fun. You should check this one out. Now, I'm not recommending it as a good book. I'm recommending it as a train wreck that just one needs to see. Oh, okay, so here's the bonus book. It's Flash 750. So before this became old, I was actually going to do a full video on this where I was talking about each one of the 7 stories here. I really enjoyed them, as a matter of fact. This is a really solid book. I even like the Riley Rosmo. I hate the art. The art is horrible. Don't get me wrong. The Riley Rosmo continuing to get work is just I don't understand. He's the Gabby Rivera of artwork. It's god awful, yet he still gets hired. It has to be because he could do these on time. It's got to be a timing thing. Like, yeah, I can put out shitty art as soon as you need me to. That has to be why. Otherwise, what we get here, especially the first story, what we're getting is a big old, hey, we love the Flash and this is why. And then, of course, he meets up with Godspeed, and they actually at first look like they're going to team up. And then Godspeed turns on them. And then it just goes into different stories. It's an anthology book. So once again, you're going to get some stories that are better than others. Some stories that actually seem to lend a little bit of knowledge into who the Flash is. I would have liked to seen a different story for every Flash. Like, let's tell a Golden Age. Let's tell Barry Allen, then Wally West, and then even Bart Allen was the Flash for a while. Maybe get some Max Mercury in there, some Jesse Quick if you want to get all of the speedsters in there. It would have been cool. But as it stands, it's okay. I still enjoyed it. I think, is it worth the price? Because it was like $7.99. That's a bit of a question. It is a double size, so you are getting 2 books worth of story and everything. So I guess on that level you could say yes, but really that would be up to you. At this point, though, I don't know if all the covers are available, and some of the covers are pretty darn good. I got this, I believe it was the 1950s one or something like that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. You should pick up any book that has the Rainbow Raider in it, though. I know, that's just a personal feeling. And as always, I line up the covers at the end here from the one that I like the best to the one that I like the worst. Can you guess which one I like the worst? Because DCeased, damn straight, it's the best of the bunch. I liked enough of the stories in Flash to give it second place. And Star Wars Bounty Hunters, while it was still enjoyable, I don't think that it wasn't as good as the Flash 750, definitely, and it did have those plot holes. But holy Toledo is BB Free bad. But man, it's Gabby Rivera, so what can I say? I'm gonna tell you, I hated it, I loved it, I'm confused by the feelings I've got inside. But those are my opinions. What are yours? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like, click on one of the videos you see popping up right around here and click like, share, subscribe, ring that notification bell, of course, making sure that your notifications are set on all for Google and YouTube. And if you like what we do here, please go on over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi, drop $1 in the till, and helps keep the lights on, helps keep making videos for you. Thank everybody who's already done that. And to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.